Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Tuesday, April 5th. And today we have an energy shift. We have Mercury moving into Taurus and Venus moving into Aries, both in the same day. So, as you know, I like to talk about the energy shift before I tell you how it's going to affect you personally. So let's talk about when Venus moves into Aries. When Venus moves into Aries, a couple things happen. First of all, Venus is the planet that represents pleasure. It represents beauty. It represents relationships, unions, partnerships. It just it represents how we identify what we want on a pleasure-based level. So in this energy, it's very, very immediate. We want what we want. We want what makes us feel good, what feeds our ego in this energy. Now, this is not the best energy for Venus to be in, but it does make you evaluate what you want in relationships on this very, very simplistic level, which I think is very important, because if we feed too much into relationships, then I think we don't meet those immediate ego needs. We base relationships on a bunch of things, but what it boils down to was what do we need to feel good in a relationship? This is the most basic question that you can ask yourself in a relationship, because I think many of us tie in a lot of things: monetary gain. We tie in a lot of we tie in like prestige. We tie in, our kids in a relationship. We tie in our career aspirations in relationships. But in this energy, it is what makes us feel good. Do they make us feel attractive? Venus rules beauty. So do these people make you feel attractive? Do they make you feel desirable? Do they make you feel all of these things on this very, very simplistic level? In this energy, you are daring, you're not subtle, you are a little bit demanding from your partners because you want what you want in this energy. You're very, very direct. You love the chase in this energy. I mean, you want what you want, and you're willing to go do what it takes to get it. So bold. You have a very bold personality if you're tuning into this energy. This is all about that decadent need of feeling. It's like that feeling when you first meet somebody. It's like the infatuation feeling. You want to feel plugged into your partner in this energy. You want all your senses to be going off. It's just that high feeling. It's more of the infatuated feeling than it is the actual more of like a, if Venus were in Pisces, it would be more of the relationship that you connect to till the end of time. This one is, I want to feel good right now. Does this relationship do it for me? You're very outgoing. You're very social. For some of you that are single, this is the energy that makes you bold and go up to people that you've been wanting to go up to. And you're very confident in this energy. And you just go after it. You're like, to hell with the consequences. I'm just going to go tell people how I feel. Negative energy in Venus and Aries is that you're a little bit self-oriented in this. No, you're not a little bit. You are a lot self-oriented. This is about, does this person please me or not? If they don't, then you have a tendency to do something foolhardy in this energy. It's more about getting attention from other people. It's more about, going and having those superficial love affairs that just plug you back into like just that basic feeling of desire. A lot of your decisions are going to be based on immediate desires and wants. So we all know that if you're not thinking those things through, it can lead you down a very intense road. I think for some of you, you're all about feeling good and pleasure in this energy. So if if some of you are having those long talks about, what can we do long term? You are going to have no interest in that in a low vibration in this energy, because this is about, I want it now. I don't want to think about 20 years from now. I want to think about what makes me feel good at this present moment. Now that is Venus and Aries. Let's talk a little bit about Mercury going into Taurus. Interesting energies. Taurus is all 5 of your senses. It is that energy that connects you to earth. It's longevity, but it is very, very sensual energy. So I think for some of us, this is about our mind is really aligning with those earth-bound values. So you're patient. For some of you that are in a high vibration of Mercury in Taurus, you're thinking about longevity. You're thinking about, if this let's say that because Venus and Taurus are going into, and Mercury, excuse me, Venus and Aries and Mercury and Taurus are all on the same day. I believe that a lot of us are thinking things through. We're thinking about short-term relationships. We're thinking about long-term relationships. We're thinking about what we immediately need, but we're thinking about what maybe we might need in the long term. So this is kind of, I feel, very confusing energy. Again, we're to get to the heart of things. This is thinking things through at a very simplistic level. This is about aligning us with what we value, but value on a more superficial level. So this is about tangible needs for some of you, very, very tangible needs. So is somebody not making me feel good? Or when I'm with this person, is there a part of me that I don't feel anymore? Because you're talking about when Mercury goes into Taurus, it's all about those feelings. It can be very, very sensual energy. It can be making love just for the sake of that feeling of like all 5 senses are activated. So you're very, very, for some of you, you could be very, very sensual in this energy. For some of you that you could be, I think, more oriented on a very realistic approach on a relationship. Like for some of you, you're thinking, what does please me? The Venus. And then you're thinking, well, what pleases me is that I have somebody who understands me. I have somebody that I can talk to. I have somebody that when I make love to, I feel safe with. And then that makes me feel like I don't have to keep my inhibitions up. It's that person that you don't wear makeup with. It's that person that you're just authentically real with. You can be very connected to that in this energy. Now, don't forget that Venus rules Taurus energy. So I think for many of you, this still has a lot to do with beauty. It has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your partner if you're attracted. For some of you, I believe that this could be that energy that makes you kind of stray. If you're just not fed in this energy on that very deeply pleasurable level, then I think for some of you, you're going to be really honestly thinking about maybe meeting your needs somewhere else for some of you. So this is also the energy that, Venus rules money. And so, and Taurus is all about money. It's all about those tangible needs and intangible needs and wants. So I believe that many of you are thinking about money. You're thinking about what you want. You're looking at your environment. Is it meeting your needs? Does the car define you? Does the career define you? Does your partner define you? I think many of you are going to be looking at all of this stuff and really reevaluating it. Now, mind you, we have the sun in Uranus, and we have, we have the sun in Aries, and it's conjunct with Uranus and Aries. So ego. All of this is you are looking at your surroundings. You're looking at the way you think. You're looking at your career. You're looking at your status. You're looking at everything, and you're thinking, right now, am I happy with where I am? Am I struggling too much? Am I not appreciated? Am I not going in the correct career life path destiny area? This is simplistically. And that is it can make you foolhardy, but I think it's the most real energy that you can have because you don't complicate anything in this energy. You just get really real with being real. Like, honest to God, if somebody doesn't plug me in sexually, I'm out. I'm out because I need a sexual relationship to stay in relationships. If I'm very, very honest with myself, now mentally, do I want more than that? Do I want somebody I can confide in and accept me? And yes, but if I'm talking about on that immediate level, because I have my Mars in Leo, and that's a sexual sign, it's very sexually oriented. So most of my relationships are sexually oriented. We're going to get that real. We're going to get that real with ourselves. Because this isn't about it's not about the have-nots, it's about the haves in this energy. It's about, you know what, I've been suffering long enough, I've been going through a lot of crap, I want what I want. And that can be very, very difficult. For some of you that are caught in the negative energy with Mercury and Taurus, it can make you a little bit possessive and obsessive. It can make you a little bit insecure as you're looking at yourself. Maybe you're not exactly as happy with yourself. Maybe when you look at yourself, or you look through your partner's eyes, they don't truly value you, so you get a little bit obsessive, and you get you desire some control over the situation. Now, mind you, this energy is like the little kid that wants candy in the candy store. Like, he just wants it. He's going to throw his body down. He's going to be overly dramatic to get what he wants. So for many of you, you are going to have to dial yourself back a little bit and have a larger perspective. Now, we do have Saturn in Sagittarius, and it is conjunct Mars in Sagittarius, so I believe that some of us, that makes us a little bit more accountable for our actions. But for the most part, this is a very, very intense energy, if you're looking at it from the perspective that I am astrologically. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I'll be right back to tell you how this is going to affect your Venus sign, your Mercury sign, your rising sign, and your sun sign. Hi, Aries, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. So for you, I believe that you are looking at what you value and why you value what you value. Many of you are becoming very self-aware in this energy. Your energy is very, very business savvy. I think it's very, very materialistic. I think you're concentrating on the simple things. Many of you are formulating a plan, your goal to acquire something you want right now, that is very pleasure-based for many of you. I believe that it could be something like a piece of equipment that you need to be out there exploring the world. I believe that some of you are going to tune in. So, like, let's say if some of you want to go on this big adventure, that would be all of this Sagittarius energy that we have. Maybe many of you need some sort of, what do they call those things? GPS system, and they're $300 or whatever. Many of you may be looking at things like that. You may be somewhat superficial in this energy. In fact, very superficial in this energy, because you have the sun in Aries and Uranus in Aries at this point. So you may be very outgoing. So if some of you are single, this is the energy to go out there and just be all Aries. Very confident, very outgoing, very self-assured. You're pleasure-seeking at its most simplistic level, which is very, very good Aries energy. I think that you may be externally impulsive, but very conservative internally. This isn't, I believe you're very protective of what's going on the inside. That's that Mercury and Taurus. They're very, very protective. Don't let anybody in unless they completely, their inner circle is very, very tiny for real. A Taurian energy. So for you, this is about meeting those, it's kind of like the tryst or that physical or that friends with benefits energy, but it's not about getting on a deep level unless you have been really desiring this person for some time. Then it's just really about getting that bond that you always wanted. You may require a lot of attention, and you need a lot of affirmation in this energy for many of you. Some of you may be compelled to challenge yourself physically. This is very, very raw, fire-based energy. So you're very physical. This is about all the physical needs that you have, you're trying to meet. I believe that for some of you, if you're caught in the negative energy, then I believe that this is a very self-indulgent energy. So for some of you, you could be spiraling out of control in the area when it comes to your physical and mental well-being. For some of you, this is about how you cope. You're self-indulgent in this energy and you don't really care about what it's doing, but I believe that it's getting to that critical point of like, you need to dial it back a little bit and really evaluate. I believe that for some of you, this is about escaping, not acknowledging, not suffering. It's about all those superficial pleasures, but not about putting a lot of thought into them. So I think all you want to do is resist deep down desires. I believe that for some of you, you want to be fed deeper than this. That would be the Mercury and Taurus, but you are very superficial in this energy. It's safer. It's, for some of you, caught in the negative energy. I believe that a routine or a ritual, you know you need to change right now, but you know what? You're self-indulgent as hell in this energy with the sun in Aries. We've got Venus in Aries, you know, and then we've got the sun conjunct with Uranus. It's just all about taking action, not considering consequences, rebelling against anything that you know tells you that you should be a certain way. Like, you are just a handful in this energy for some of you that are in a negative. I believe that you aren't resisting new theories and concepts. You're regimented, you're stuck. You have these rituals and routines that you don't want to let go of, and you're holding on to them for dear might. And I believe that you are not interested in lessons learned. You are more interested in getting what you want in this energy if you're caught in that negative vibration. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, dear Taurus. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now, interesting enough, Venus is your ruler. It's moving into Aries. And then Mercury is moving into Taurus energy. And Taurus energy at this time is very, very, it's very much affiliated with your mind and the way that you're thinking things through and taking a look at everything. So because Venus rules Taurus energy, this very much impacts you. So you are in a state of transformation at this time. You are making some very big changes to the way that you value yourself. You are thinking about what you want out of life at this time. This is about pleasure seeking. This is about at its most simplistic level. For you, your simplistic level means that all 5 of your senses, whatever pleasure seeking you do, it has to be associated with them. So you have to feel this stuff deeply for you to really get the most out of this energy. So many of you are in a state of reflection at this time. Many of you want to create a new self. I think you're thinking it through, but I think what you're dialing it back to is at its most simplistic level, what makes me feel good? What pleases me? You know, what do I remember? How do I remember feeling alive in energy? Breaking free from a karmic past cycles in relationships is changing the way you feel relationships, both significant and with friends. So I believe that some of you are really, really, really interested in changing outcomes, changing your karmic destiny. Many of you are going to externally appear to align with superficial wants and needs, but internally you're completely transforming what you identify with. So others are going to see the same old package, but for you, you know that there's something deeper going on in this energy. You're a dreamer in this energy. You have big hopes, and you are interested in producing a desired goal. Yet, in this energy, you're in a state of reflection. You're slowing your energy down. I believe that you are very intuitive in energy, so you're honestly feeling Mercury slow down, asking you to pause, reflect, you know, consider what you're doing before. It's almost that ramification energy that you're really aligned with. I think some of you may be working behind the scenes to change outcomes. You may be making significant decisions based on your intuition, but not everybody knows about it. In fact, I think that truly deeply, only people in your innermost circle is going to be allowed in this energy for some of you. I believe that this energy is a trine energy. It is very beautiful energy. One of the things I like about trine energy is there's not this insistent need to make this change right now. It's not drastic. Even though we have the sun in Aries and it's conjunct with Uranus in Aries, many of these drastic changes that you're thinking about are all going on behind the scenes in your mind. You're making decisions that you're not letting anybody in on yet. And I believe that because you want to fully think things through. I like that this energy is reflecting this way with you. To me, this has a lot to do with moving you away from these karmic cycles, especially when we're talking about our hopes and our dreams. I think for many of you, what's been eluding you for some time is meeting those needs. And I believe that in this energy, you start to move closer and closer to your desired outcome. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, Gemini. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now, Mercury is your ruler, so of course this affects you. Mercury moves into Taurus, and Venus is the ruler of Taurus energy. So, to me, you are in a state of you're just pausing. Okay, so Mercury in Taurus is going to be conjunct with Neptune and Pisces. So here's what you're doing. Nothing. First of all, you can feel that Mercury is getting ready to retrograde. And so for some of you, this is just that energy that's very peaceful, it's relaxed, you're in a state of reflection. I believe that for some of you, you're working behind the scenes to change your career, life path, destiny. You're making a lot of decisions and you're thinking things through, and this is deep stuff, guys. You know that you're changing your karmic cycles, the complete direction that you're going in. And I think that for many of you, on a simplistic level, you just want to make sure that what you're doing is right. So you're slowing down in this energy. So many of the repercussions that you have felt in your past have been because of these impulsive acts. And I believe that much of this energy still makes you want to be impulsive. I mean, there is that side to you. But I believe that in this energy, I just don't believe that you have the energy to put in those impulsive acts right now. So I believe that many of you are both personally and professionally dreaming of fulfilling both tangible and intangible wants. You're looking at the big picture. When you have your ruler conjunct with Neptune and Pisces, this is about the energy that really aligns you with those significant outcomes, those moments in time where you meet your hopes and dreams, where you take a look at them and you decipher them. I think this is deciphering energy for many of you. Now, for many of this is drastic changes in your identity because you have the sun in Aries conjunct with Uranus in Aries. So how you are identifying yourself, you may be very, very interested in making those changes that create dramatic, significant identity changes. I believe that internally, many of you are attaching your mindsets to the way that you can manifest your potential. I think that you're very grounded in this energy, and anytime that we're attaching to earth-based energies and we're grounded, that means we slow down. We want things that stand the test of time. We want to develop some patience to change some outcomes. We're not insistent on that immediate result as much as but you will be making moves. You will be your thoughts will be all about changing your life for the better, but understanding in much more elevated mindset that there is a lot more going on. So to me, you're attaching a lot to your intuition. This isn't about making decisions based on logic. I believe that many of you are starting to make decisions wholeheartedly based on the way that you feel. And that is significant when you're a logic-based energy. Making decisions on the way you feel is a much better compass. And I believe that as you go through this dance with energy, you're going to align more and more with making decisions based on the way you feel versus that immediate need to change an outcome. I believe that many of you are redefining the self in this energy, and you are reflective because you recall a lot of mistakes that you made in the past. I don't believe that you're in a state of suffering, but I don't believe that you're interested in suffering anymore. And I believe that you know that much of the suffering that you've endured has been self-inflicted to some degree. And so I believe that you're interested in moving away from that. You just don't want to mess up a new beginning right now. And so many of you are, when you have Taurus energy and you have your planet getting ready to retrograde, what you're interested in is just letting sleeping dogs lie. Like, you know, you don't have to redefine what everybody else is doing. What you need to do is reflect and think about what you want. And it's most simplistic level. And you are not about to let anybody make mistakes in your life anymore or make decisions for you, because this is, you know that you are at the helm of your ship. And this energy, it's very, very beautiful energy. Enjoy the slow down session. Enjoy the fact that you are very aligned with your intuition, and just really stay in touch with this grounded energy, because when air energy is in touch with the earth's energy, I believe that there's just a peace that's associated with those two energies. When air gets spun up with fire, it's all this rush to take action. But in this, it's just more of the casual breeze to me in this energy. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, dear Cancer. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. So, all right. So we have a moon in Pisces at the time that these energies initiate. So to me, that's an accumulative energy. So the moon is conjunct with Venus and it's conjunct with Pisces. So I believe that you are looking at life in a really big way. This is about life path, the direction your life is going. It has to do with the way your perspectives, your individual perspectives, as well as the perspectives of others. I think you're very, very elevated in this energy. I believe that it also has simplistically to do with what you want from your career, or the impact that you want, or that feeling that you get from choosing a life path destiny. I also believe that it has to do with ending karmic cycles, and in order to do that, you have to really take a look and reflect okay, so when you were caught up in energy at its most simplistic level, what were the consequences of that? So what you're thinking of, it's strange because you were in between energy at this point. You're in between the end of the zodiac and the beginning of the zodiac. We have Uranus in Aries, we have the Sun in Aries, and we have Venus in Aries. But we have the moon in Pisces at the time this energy shifts. I believe that you are deeply attached to a mindset that there is more to life than your immediate environment. So for many people, they're caught in that immediate desire. But for you, this isn't you. You're much more elevated than that. You know that there's something else to this energy that you need to see, that you need to feel. There's compassion that you need to give others in this energy who are caught up in those energies. I believe that you are thinking about both your professional and your personal goals in this energy. So you're really honestly taking a look at down the road, a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. Very, very deep thinking energy for you. You're also trying to change your day-to-day routine so that you can have more pleasure. Look, this energy is about balancing both the beginning of the zodiac and the end of the zodiac. So you've learned a lesson. And so now how do you move forward with those lessons that you've just recently learned or let go of or ended? How do you gain some progress in this energy? So many of you are struggling to find the time to create the structure you desire. When we change, when we have the answer that we need from the universe, a lot goes into that. What happens is then what we need to do is completely change the structure of our environment. So we're looking at our environment at the most simplistic level, but what you're really doing is aligning the fact that you are done struggling and suffering, and you want to come out of your shell. You're not sitting there anymore thinking, I just want to hide anymore. No, you're the Cancer that's coming out. What's hard in this energy is All 5 of your senses are activated, and then you're very, very, very intuitive in this energy. So it is about feeling everything at its most simplistic level. You are attaching a lot of energy to pleasure right now, and it is about changing those routines and having the methodical thought process of thinking it through, both your wants, your intangible wants, and your tangible wants, and you're trying to create some sort of balance in this energy, I believe. You are learning in this energy that you need to adapt quickly. I think the key word for Cancer in this energy is all about adapting. That is where you're going to find true balance in this energy, which is, I think, the whole point of these 2 transits right here is about helping you find the word balance. Because you know what, the moon in Pisces is going to be in opposition with this North Node in Virgo. So to me, this suggests if you're going to move forward with your routines, how can you remain in balance during this time frame? Now, this is also setting realistic expectations. This is also has a Saturn influence, so this is about being real with your physical limitations, your mental limitations, and making routines that provide balance in those areas. You are very shrewd right now, and you see validity in the power of numbers. So for some of you, this is about bringing people back into your life. I think cautiously. I think that for them to get to you on a deeply internal level, I believe that most of these relationships that you're bringing into your life are on that more superficial level, because you're starting to understand that people add and don't subtract. However, how much you mentally invest in these people, you have to learn balance on. So this energy, to me, when Venus moves into Aries, it is very, how do I get what I want? I want to please myself. I want to feel good. For some of you, this is about, I'm done being a victim of my circumstances, a victim of my own mind. You are making changes, dramatic changes. For me, I know that I started setting up a workout routine, and I'm not having any problem sticking to it, because I honestly am very, very in touch with what this energy was talking to me about. When Mercury moves into Taurus, this is about those goals that you can stick to, that produce results. You're going to be very, very caught up in that mindset. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, Leos. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner. This is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. So for you, this can go one of 2 ways. I think in this energy, if you want to stand out in a way that gets you noticed, you may feel like doing that in this energy. This is the energy that makes you, okay, so we have the sun in Aries, and it's conjunct with Uranus in Aries. So this makes you want to stand out, get noticed, get some affirmation externally. For some of you, this could be that energy that makes you want to go physically be fit, take some risks, get noticed. You just want to announce to the world that you're here, that you're confident, that you are something that people should desire and want to desire. So many of you, this is about creating routines that really start to get you physically active as well, because this energy is all about Aries energy at its most simplistic level. You may feel like sharing your beliefs in a dramatic and unexpected way. You may feel like shaking things up in the way that others collectively look at things. You're going to have a big opinion in this energy. You're going to be a lot. You're going to be a lot to take in this energy. You have a lot to say. I believe that your belief systems are very, very fixed in this energy. I believe that you're not shy at all in this energy. You're very forward in this energy. It's very, very, I feel very, very alive when I touch it, your energy. So to me, this is all about that. The energy that's like, I'm here, look at me, I've got something to offer. I believe that you're very brave, and I really believe that you're connecting to the bull in this energy. So this is about the bull in the china shop. This is about going forward, knocking everything off in your way, because you have something that you have special that you know that you can offer. I believe that for some of you, this can completely and utterly redirect your career, life path, destiny. I believe that for some of you caught in a lower vibration, something may come back from the past that may make you completely reevaluate what you value. I believe that, you know, with Jupiter in Virgo quincunxing Venus, quincunxing the Sun and Uranus, which is their conjunct. I believe that there's just this sense of, wow, I didn't expect that. Something completely changed everything. It's very, very, very dramatic energy for some of you. I believe that this could be an issue that is very much tied to the way that your ego defines its strengths and its weaknesses. Be mindful that you do not get too full of yourself in this energy. I believe that's when energy comes in and humbles us a little bit. For some of you may need to dial it back and go through a humbling process because you're getting carried away again. I believe that you thought that you moved past a repetitive pattern when in fact you had really just ignored that there still was this vulnerability. So for some of you, this is about being very, very real with the fact that even though you are forced, you're confident, this energy makes you feel alive. Be respectful of the fact that at any point energy can just completely realign us with a much more humble perspective. Be aware of confrontation at work or with an authority figure in this energy. Look, I believe that for some of you, maybe some of you need to think about what you value from your work situations, what you value from your routines and your rituals. And I believe that for some of you, you may dramatically change the way that you identify value with those things. So let's say that I'm in a job that I really love and, you know, but that it doesn't pay me enough. I think that what could happen is the jolt is your immediate environment is not cutting it. And so for some of you, you may have to make a dramatic change in that work-based environment in order to be able to meet your needs monetarily. I believe that's the kind of things that we're talking about. But for some of you, I believe what it can also be is that, you know, you're valuing the wrong things and you need to have that jolt, that really intense jolt in this energy to really realign yourself. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hey dear Virgo, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now for you, I believe that because Mercury is your ruler and it's in Taurus and Venus is in Aries, Venus rules Taurus. More importantly, I think your ruler is slowing down and it's getting ready to retrograde. I believe that there is a sense of peace in this energy. It is a very mindful energy. It's an energy that makes us think about what we want on this very, very, intuitive level in this energy. So your ruler is very, very quiet in this energy. It's not aspected at all. You know, as it's starting to slow down and it's starting to retrograde, there's not that progressive need. Even though we have Uranus and Aries conjunct with we have the Sun in Aries conjunct with Uranus and Aries. I think for you, what that means is you're just content being who you are right now, not making any changes, because there's this sense of low energy. You're not feeling all like you need to make some dramatic changes. So this is a state of self-reflection and self-exploration in this energy. You are trying to align the way that you envision your future with hope. I believe for some of you, this is really honestly attaching energy to what you intuitively hope for. If you were to be really, really deeply honest with yourself, I believe that you're thinking about what you value and you're placing a lot of value on financial security at this time. So for some of you, this is maybe readjusting the fact that many of you had been very, very focused on relationships. And now it's boiling down to, okay, yeah, I really want these things from a relationship, but I got to start thinking about my immediate environment and getting more out of my immediate environment. I think that you're financially very shrewd in this energy. I believe it's a great way to focus your energy. So for some of you, think about what you tangibly want in energy, what you want out of your environment, more importantly, this could even go back to self in the state. What do you want to physically appear? How do you want people to physically interpret yourself? So when we're thinking about things, we're thinking about it on this really big scale. Reality is, this is what has been showed to me through others' eyes when I went through all of the relationship energy. So now I'm thinking about making some changes, but it really needs to be about evolving in this energy. I think that for many of you, you're relying on your heightened intuition. This is about the way you feel deeply. More importantly, you're going to get a lot of messages from all 5 of your senses in this energy. Be very, very mindful of that. I believe that what pleases you in this energy is to grow and create new outcomes that produce tangible results. Some of you are going to be very, very in touch with creative energy. You're going to be either very, very creative. You're going to be writing in this energy for some of you. For some of you, you could be journaling to get some of this out of you. For some of you, this could be creative in a different way. This could be actually in an artistic way. But for many, many of you, this is just a creative thought process about how to get you what you want, both and deserve as well. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Libra, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. So Venus is your ruler and it's moving into Aries. This energy is not the most ideal energy for the way that a Libra thinks. Libra is all about balance and feeling united and feeling like, you know, really evaluating the pros and cons. When Venus drops into Aries energy, it's about what do I want? What do I need? It's about what makes me feel good. Am I affirmed in my energy? So you're very, very self-indulgent in this energy. And it's good for us to dial our energy back and consider what we need, what our self needs from stuff. So what's really important when we're in energy is to know thyself. I mean, I believe that the relationship that we nourish with ourselves is the most important relationship, yet so many of us will put ourselves aside and nourish relationships externally to affirm how we feel about ourselves. So this energy is going to change that outcome. You know, at this time, Venus is going to be conjunct with Chiron. So for many of you that have had rituals or have refused to acknowledge the limitations and the ways that where you're not fulfilled in relationships, many of you are moving away from that. You're very, very real in this energy and you want results. And I believe that this is the energy that you start to become very, very demanding in and desire results. This energy you do not back down in. You're very boisterous. You're very outgoing. You are very, very interested in what you just immediately need on the most primitive level, I want to say, in this energy. So you are only interested in maintaining relationships that you can share your thoughts with. This isn't yes, for many of you, this is about that relationship that makes you feel beautiful and really plugged in, and they make you feel attractive. It's also about unions and partnerships that really make you feel valued. You have to feel valued in this energy on every level. Attractive, you have to feel stimulated intellectually. I mean, this is a big, tall order that you're asking from your relationships at this point. And I believe that it's good that we have this reflective time frame to really ask ourselves these questions. I think in this energy, you need a lot of affirmation, and you need to be adored in this energy. If some of you that are not adored in your relationships, you're going to go get attention from somebody else. This is very, very attention-seeking energy. This is straying energy for some of you that are not happy in relationships. You're going to get it somewhere else because you're done. You're done sitting there suffering. And the ritual is that you would just selflessly suffer. And this energy, you're not about that. You're like, moving away from that. This doesn't please me. I'm going to go find something that does. You are all about building relationships that give you both emotional and physical growth. Getting what you want on a superficial level is going to be very, very important. And that's okay, because sometimes we need to be this real with ourselves. We need to know where we're deficient. We need to know where we're starving on an energetic level, so that we can make decisions based on that very, very basic question. I think you want to try new things. You can have an element of spontaneity. Some of you, this is very, very physical lovemaking. You're very, very experimental in this energy for some of you. I mean, this really honestly is that temptress type feeling to me. I don't know why I feel that with you. You may be somewhat secretive in this energy and manipulative in this energy. Remember, this is getting what you want at its most basic level, and you will say and do what it takes to get you there. This is using seduction. I believe many of you are going to be very, very alluring to get what you want in this energy. It's a beautiful energy. I believe that you're interested in making some very, very big changes, but that these changes you are making you want something for the long haul. This is, yes, you have this immediate desire to be met, and you're going to be looking at everything very, very simplistically. But in the end, you also need you need to see results that could really stand the test of time, that could really turn things around in this energy. I don't think you're willing to settle anymore for the have-nots. It has to be about those tangible needs and wants met. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, dear Scorpio. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now for you, you have a lot of activity going on. Mars is conjunct with Saturn still in this energy, and this is all about that energy that makes us think about what we want, both tangibly and intangibly. Now, this energy really does speak to Venus that rules Taurus. So Venus is moving into Aries. So what it wants is at its most simplistic level, it wants a lot of affirmation. It wants a lot of appreciation. It's very, very immediate. And then we have it ruling Taurus energy. So our mind is really thinking about those intangible needs, but more importantly, you are methodical in this energy. You really want results, or you want to do the direction that your thoughts are going in is creating an outcome. Very, very patient about this in this energy, but nevertheless, it's very important that you get it. So I feel that there's a lot brewing beneath the surface in this energy. The past is playing a significant role in the way that you value relationships, for sure. I believe that externally you are rigid and methodical. You are attaching a great deal of value and energy to your external environment. You are ambitious, dutiful, and responsible. This is about taking those steps that create those powerful routines. I believe that internally you have isolated the sum of your potential. You're very, very self-assured in this energy, I believe. You are also a little manipulative in this energy. Others will come to you for that healing touch. So for many of you, you have a power over others. When I attached to this energy, I just felt like you were that guy that just plays the flute and the cobra just comes out of the thing. I believe many of you are going to have a deeply sensual, there's going to be an attraction to you in this energy for some of you that are caught in the high vibration. And for many of you, you're going to use that to get those most immediate needs met. Is that the highest form of energy? It depends. It depends on what you're seeking. So if it's just a lot of superficial relationships or interactions with people, if it's about getting what you want and you don't really care about what it does to other people, I believe that's not a high form of vibration. But do I believe that at times we need to manipulate others to get what we want? Yes, we do. because we need to put them under somewhat of a trance or a spell to think there has to be something extraordinary that stands out about us. And in this energy, you're going to easily stand out in this energy. Negative vibration for you in this energy is that you may be a bit of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in this energy. Some of you may have quite an unpredictable and even unstable reaction to this energy if your ego is bruised or you have been denied what you feel that you desire. The other thing I felt in this energy is that some of you kind of feel like that it's owed to you. Something is owed to you. That you feel that it's yours to have if you want it. So for some of you, I feel like this is a little bit of the obsessive and possessive energy. For some of you that are not getting what you want, I believe that some of you may be feeling very, very hypersensitive in this energy. For me, what this feels like is some of you feel territorial over maybe your friends or the time that they're spending with you. Maybe you could get a little bit jealous in this energy. I believe for some of you, there's just this need for everybody to focus all of their attention on you. And so just be very, very mindful about how much Aries and Uranus energy that you let into your psyche, because yes, it can make you confident, it can make you alluring, but it can also make you somewhat self-destructive in this energy. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Sagittarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus, both on the same day. So today, your energy can definitely go one of two ways. It depends on how well you're dealing with the way that you view yourself or identify yourself in this energy. So for the positive vibration in this energy is that many of you are going to attach a great deal of pleasure to taking a risk in this energy. Now, mind you that this is those risks that you've been thinking about for some time. So it's something that I feel that is the direction of your career or goal or the path that you want to go down. You've been thinking this through for quite some time. Now remember that during this time, your ruler is involved in immutable T-square. And so you are directing yourself, and there could be some confusion about the direction that you're going. So you're a little bit experimental in this energy. And remember, this is very, very self-indulgent energy. So this all has to do with the way that you currently view yourself. So for many of you, what I think you've been wrestling with is the whole balancing of everything. Just really having there's a sense of what self needs in this energy, but there's also a sense of part of what you're identifying self is through your relationships with others, your home and family, creating an environment that totally encompasses everything you want. And that's different. That's a different sense of identity than I think that you've had in the past. And so I think for some of you, it's that revelation of, okay, I'm getting down to carnally what I want. I've been struggling here a little bit while I've been really selfless, but when it gets back to the basics of a Sagittarius, it really is honestly meeting that pleasure-based sector of you. So I believe that you're going to be very responsible at work, but when you are playing, you're going to feel like you need to be a bit extreme. I feel like there's this energy that I feel like you've been doing all of the right things. You're very dutiful, but that's one portion of a Sagittarius. The other portion of the Sagittarius is at its most carnal, basic, primitive level. It is about seeking pleasure, indulging. And I don't believe that you've been very indulgent. I believe that a lot of it has been allocated because you have all of these new demands on your time because you really want the entire picture. But I believe that you're starting to feel itchy and antsy, and it's starting to feel like I need to play more. I need to be a little bit more self-indulgent in this energy. So you're very confident that you have what others value. in this energy. I believe that you are all about taking a risk and getting what you want. And I think it's very possible in this energy. Look, there's only so much that we can be when we have to, be very, very dutiful and just respectful and responsible. But then the balance to all of that is indulging in what our ego defines as who we are. So now remember that you've been redefining your ego, and you've been getting control over things, and you've been really expanding your perspectives. But I believe that you have this really simplistic need right now to plug into the old you. So negative vibration is you're going to lack restraint in this energy. When you get the sun in Aries and it is conjunct with Uranus in Aries, come on, at its most deepest, basic level, this is about that energy that makes us very, very self-indulgent. It makes us come off a little bit too strong, perhaps be a little bit unstable, really test those boundaries. You may be a bit scattered, and you may be prone to periods where you lack focus and follow through in this energy. I believe that balance is probably the hardest thing that I think it takes for us to be successful energies on this planet. Because you need to be alive and feel good about yourself, but you also need to be dutiful and responsible and accountable. And I believe that it's very hard for you to feel accountable all the time, because that actually is not who a Sagittarius is. Sagittarius are these free spirits that go out into the world and make significant changes and show the world how to be free and liberate their minds and be these people that roam about and just spread and just have fun, and you're a lot of joy. But that can be very, very contagious for you, because there's this sense of restraint now, and you have to be accountable, and when you're accountable, then that feels kind of like an imprisoning feeling for you. So I just believe that you're trying to balance all of that in this energy. I believe that, again, home and family is that balancing key. I mean, you are identifying a lot of significance with this unit that you're creating, this feeling, grounding yourself. You're seeing the end of your life. Many of you in your current environment, you really want to follow through on this energy. I believe it will ground many of your energies and not make you as self-indulgent. It'll really attach you to the Mercury and Taurus energy and calm you down a little bit. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, Capricorn. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now, for you, I believe that some of you may be in a state of reflection in this energy. You do have Saturn right now conjunct with Mars. It is, of course, trining Uranus and trining the sun. So to me, I love that you're feeling a little bit of peace in your home and family, or some of you are really honestly doing some work around the home. Some of you are kind of creating your identity through your home. Some of you are really restructuring your home. And through this there's this state of peace that I think I haven't felt in a really long time for some of you. I believe what you're doing is identifying yourself with the home and family. So even if some of you had struggled to break free from old habitual programming from your past, I believe that many of you are understanding that you are in control of your world now, your family unit now. So for some of you, you may be concentrating on building a whole new home for yourself. I believe that a lot of this has to do with your actual structural home, but I believe that some of you, this has to do with your physical home, your home that you consider your mind's home. So for many of you, you may feel compelled to change something in your home that has been bugging you. Some of you, this is remodeling energy. Some of you, this is changing a room, or for some of you, this is about taking a look at your environment and making it a little bit more you. As you're manifesting change, it's not about conforming in this energy, it's about finding you. And so your home is starting to reflect that, or what you're seeking for your home is starting to reflect that. I believe that for many of you, I think that you're starting to feel a great deal of personal satisfaction when it's associated with your home-based environment. I believe that your external environment would also liberate many of these unconscious blocks. I think as we start to concentrate in our home and we start to make it us, and the people in our home, they start to reflect who we deeply are, we're letting them in, we're changing our programming, changing the way that we view things. I believe that for many of us, what that really deeply means is we're moving away. We're moving away from things that used to take away parts of our identity. So it's not that we're this programmed individual anymore. No. We have the sun in Aries, and it's conjunct with Uranus in Aries. So what this deeply means is that we're liberating ourselves from collective mindsets. So what people expect of us, what will gain us recognition, what our programming was. No, we're breaking free from all of that in this energy. And I believe that this is getting down to that simplistic level for you. You're really deeply aligned with it. Now, for some of you caught in the negative vibration, much of the negative energy you will feel is the submission to subconscious or the unconscious thoughts. So I believe it's deeply difficult for you to understand that there's some sort of vulnerability that still may steer your thought process. This has to do with the way that you were raised, that programming that you had. So even though you're really trying to break free, the frustration is there's still something there. There's still something holding you back. There's still something limiting you. You're not the limiting kind. In this energy, it's even less tolerable. So for you, you're frustrated and angry in this energy that you're still succumbing to these fears and these limitations that you have. I believe that many of you need to be evaluating your life on that very simplistic and superficial level. I want you to look at your immediate environment. What in there doesn't make you feel good? Or is there something that reminds you of the past? Or is there a repetitive pattern in your life where I think, or a mindset where you just remember that that's what your mom used to do, or that's what your dad used to do, and these people were not, they were toxic in your life at some point. They added to the programming that took away your power. I believe that for many of you, you need to know that stop doing whatever it is that puts you on automatic pilot, because that is what you're breaking free from. Now, remember that we're ending that karmic cycle, and we're identifying what our needs are at that most superficial level. And you kind of have this bipolar thing going on in your head. I believe that for some of you that are caught in this really, really hardcore energy, now remember, Saturn is squaring off with Jupiter, squaring off with Neptune, squaring off with Chiron. We're fighting with our own mind in this energy. This energy is like, I want to break free. I want my mind back. I want to take control of my life. But there's this habitual need that you just do on automatic pilot. So it's about being very conscious of your unconscious thoughts, of the stuff that puts you on autopilot. If you see that there's a pattern that you just do habitually without thinking, then that is the part that you need to tackle. Now, that can take some counseling. That can take, talking. That could take confiding in your innermost partnerships, having them help you identify that stuff. This is about being vulnerable in energy, but this is also about gaining control, liberating your mind from this energy. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now, your ruler Uranus is going to be conjunct the Sun in Aries, and it's going to be conjunct Mercury in Taurus. So this is big energy stuff. We also have Saturn in Sagittarius conjunct with Mars. It's trining Uranus and trining the Sun. So I'm feeling lots and lots of ego here. This is about redefining ego at its most simplistic level for you. So you may be enjoying the fact that many of your conversations that you are having may be very, very validating on a superficial level. You're not about diving deep in this energy. You just want to be heard. You want to be respected. And you feel like many of you are feeling like those needs are starting to get met in this type of energy. I believe that many of you are having fun with friends. Some of you may be identifying with a positive changes in your life. I believe that this is that point in your life that, you know, I believe you're just starting to see that some of the changes that you are making in your mindsets may be actually making you feel better. I love this energy. It's the best energy I've tuned into in a very, very long time. So others may be noticing that you are starting to practice what you preach and that you are taking yourself more seriously and increasing your self-confidence. I believe that many of you, you're a presence right now. You're an inspirational presence. I believe that for many of you, when they see what is really attractive in this energy, it's a strong, confident ego. For others right now, people are really attracted to people who are really embracing their authentic self. I believe you are. I believe that for many people, they're like, whoa, that person has it together. They're really confident. They stand out. You stand out in this energy, I believe. I believe that you are very eager in this energy to share your unique perspectives. I believe that you feel very comfortable in this energy. This is you. I mean, when Uranus is conjunct with the sun in Aries, I believe that you're all about taking the lead in conversations, taking the lead in communicating with others. I believe that you're taking the lead in your friendships. I believe that you're taking the lead with your siblings. I believe that you're not shy whatsoever in this energy. I believe that this is where you feel the most authentic. Negative energy in this is that you are doing a great deal of work on your mindsets behind the scenes. So what you're externally portraying to others, this powerhouse, this authentic person, this really energetic person, I believe that there's some stuff brewing below the surface that you're not letting people privy to. This is stuff that's very, very private for you and that you're working on. I believe that what your ego desires superficially and submitting to what you need intangibly is very, very difficult for you, because I believe that deep down, I believe that you are changing what you deeply want, what you identify with, what your desires are. So I believe that for some of you, I think that, okay, so if we were just looking at what we superficially need, I think you're king of the hill right now. I think you're feeling pretty good. I think if you look at your immediate environment, you're getting what you want. What I think is difficult is I think that there is something that within you that you deeply desire at a very basic, unconscious level that I think that you wrestle with. It's like that energy. It's like, who are you when you are alone energy. I really deeply believe that there's more to you. There's depth going on. There's a transformation in the depths of yourself. The rituals and the mindsets, especially that you carry out in your subconscious, I believe that's where you're merging reality with your current world. I believe that it takes a lot of mental discipline. So here's what I believe. I believe that many of you have the realization that even though you externally appear to be very, very self-confident and that you value yourself and that you're really, really aligned with all your choices, I believe what this also is boiling down to is this internal world that you have created for yourself. The rituals in your mindset. I believe that that's where the day of reckoning is happening. This is energy that's ending karmic cycles, but for you to end the karmic cycles, there has to be that realization of the way that you have the relationship internally with yourself. I believe that for many of you, this is stuff that it's dealing with those obsessive tendencies. It's dealing with the ways that you take away your own power or what you value or what you're aligning with. I believe what it is for many of you is this just, like, it's merging the subconscious world with the conscious world. It's merging with what you feel on the inside with what you feel on the outside. This is the complete relationship that you have with self. And then, of course, how we externalize relationship with self, we need to be in alignment with. So even though that you are one powerhouse right now externally, some of you caught in a negative vibration could have a lot more going on behind the scenes than you initially want. remember that Venus in Aries, well, Venus rules Taurian energy, and Venus is in Aries and Mercury is in Taurus, but we're also getting ready for a retrograde cycle. So I believe that there's a time of reflection. There's a lot of reflecting going on mentally. It's private. It's your own journey. I don't believe that this is something that you need to externally portray to anybody. You get to be selfish with yourself and with your time and with all of this energy. And more importantly, this isn't a journey that anybody needs to be in on. This is your personal time right now with yourself. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, dear Pisces. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Venus moving into Aries and Mercury moving into Taurus. Now, for you, I believe that relationships at this time may be very, very superficial. Look, you're shaping and molding your clay. I don't think you know what you want, but I do believe that I believe that there is a need to feel good, be affirmed, and have this external relationship with others that help you identify what you value most in relationships, in communication, in mindsets. I mean, I believe that all of this stuff is like, it's kind of like when you're a little kid and you first start learning how to talk, and your parents are really starting to work and say dog, dog, and showing you the dog. I believe it's that kind of conversations. I believe there's a lot of conversations, a lot of messages coming in. I believe that there's a lot of self. You're meeting self, you're building that relationship with yourself. So I believe that everything needs to be at a really kind of a superficial level for you right now, because this is a lot to process. It can make you very, very self-aware. When we go through this relationships where we become very, very self-aware, then the next thing that can happen is that we honestly, we have these conversations with ourselves. How healthy are the conversations with ourselves? Well, they're only as healthy as the relationships that you're having with others. So if you're having a lot of really positive relationships with yourself, then you're able to look at yourself in a very positive light. So I believe for many of you, that means you're being very, very, very superficial in your relationships. I believe that what you value at this time is just simplicity. We just went through a really heavy period, lots of transformation, lots of self-awareness. So now we're just looking to lighten stuff up. Remember, it's always about balance and energy. I believe that relationships that may be critical are going to completely turn you off. You're not interested. You're not interested in people that have a lot of negativity in your life. You're making positive changes, and you don't have to. Yes, you're compassionate. You're always going to be a compassionate individual, but let's get real. This energy makes you want to, and you're very, very intuitive and very, very receptive to energy. This energy makes you want to indulge a little bit. Makes you want to realign with hopes and dreams and all kinds of good stuff. It doesn't make you want to get all heavy and drama and deep and dark. You do that on your own time. For some of you caught in negative energy, you may be interested in, may not be interested in conforming to what others, how others see you. This energy, I feel like you're very, very brave. More importantly, you are auto-correcting your life. You are redefining yourself. You are changing the path that your life is going in. And so for many of you, I believe that you're brave, you're extremely authentic. This is the realest that you've ever been. I think you're done with hiding, suppressing, pretending to conform and go down other people's life paths. You're very, very strong in this energy. It's going to catch people off guard a little bit. I believe for some of them, they're going to be thinking, wow, you're really externally expressive, you're over the top, you're very hypersensitive in this energy. It's because you're done with people telling you how you should feel, how you should act. You're done conforming. And so what you're doing is breaking free. You're really into all this Aries energy that's making you really, really rebellious. And I believe you're going to come on strong. For some of you that haven't figured out the moderate side of this energy, how to moderate all of this indulgent energy. And that's okay, because that's what we do. We swing from one side of the pendulum all the way to the other side of energy before we figure it out. I believe that for many of us, I believe that this energy can be a bit obsessive. It can be this. I believe that what you're going to do is it's going to be hard because there's a part of you that's always conformed, and I believe that you're going to be hypercritical of not. But then there's going to be that when you're out in the swing of it and you get caught up in the moment, that momentary response is probably the most authentic you, even though I think deeply some of you may then turn around and regret it and then maybe get really, really sensitive in this energy. This is how you define self. You know, you make a mistake, you blow it, and you're like, wow, that didn't feel good. And so then you kind of balance out energy, but we have this extreme energy for a while. So I would just go with being very impulsive in the way that you act and seeing the way that people's react. And then I want you to tune into their energy, because it's not about conforming, but you're about redefining yourself. And sometimes we've got to make mistakes in order to do that. Very, very interesting energy for you. You remember that you're changing a lot, and in that, just be mindful of the fact that sometimes it really honestly can be about meeting those most very, very superficial needs, because they really do define us in the end too. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next